some people do, you have no guarantees about is your information going to be passed on, shared with other people. But at least when you go see a therapist, that information is protected by law. And most therapists are concerned, probably 98.9999% of therapists are concerned about protecting your confidentiality. We don't want to tell nobody your business. You know, that's why we're here. And another thing is, look, y'all ain't got to tell, if you know, I don't know what it is, but if you know your family members are not cool with therapy, why are you telling them that you're going? I mean, now I'm not talking about, now I understand like people in your household, because they may ask where you're going. But like your grandma who don't live with you, your aunt, your uncle, why are you telling them people if you know they're not cool with it? You know, I mean, if you know that they're like that, that's not even something that you just really have to share with them, so that you don't even have to field those questions, unless you want to be a therapy advocate and advocate for the normalcy of therapy. Therapy is normal. And you know, one of the things that I try to share with people when I get a chance to is that I really think that some form of therapy we used to do, well, all of us have different backgrounds, but I think about African Americans as Native Americans or as Africans. You know, there were times at the end of the day where we sat around and shared information and checked in with one another to make sure each person was okay. You know, there's even documentation of each villager or each member of a village having a particular song, and when that person forgets who they are, then everybody in the village comes and sings that song to them. And so what I'm saying is that therapy is the extension of that. It's all that we really have in terms of that guarantee of confidentiality, the objective person, someone who's going to be empathetic to what you're going through. You may need that support. You may need those words of encouragement. But another thing that happens in therapy that people don't quite think about is we work on other things like time management. If you're experiencing issues at work, we may talk about conflict resolution or how you can navigate your corporate culture and even play the game. And so in my particular instance, they call me a hybrid because I'm trained. Well, I studied business at Fisk University, business administration management, and worked in sales, and then transitioned into getting my master's in counseling and becoming a therapist and becoming licensed and all of that good stuff. So they call me a hybrid, but the thing that I like about that is that I have business experience. So when you experience issues on your job, I know what that's like. I know what it's like to navigate corporate culture or navigate the culture of your business. And so, you know, I love sharing that information with my clients, as well as time management, stress management, or anything that you might be experiencing within your work environment. And I mean, it could be, you know, there's so many different things that happen now. It could be harassment. And so ways to navigate that as well as teaching you coping skills. I think that that really is one of the things that I do well, is teach coping skills. And so in addition to teaching coping skills, and when I say coping skills, we're talking about anxiety management, stress management, even helping you with your sleep hygiene. What are some ways to help you sleep better at night? What are some different types of meditation? When we think about meditation, a lot of people think about somebody sitting with their hands like this and their legs crossed, but there are a number of different types of meditation that you can do. And in fact, I want to go ahead and give you an app that you can look into. It's on Netflix and it's called Unwind Your Mind. It has 3 tracks on there. One is for anxiety management, one is for sleep, and another is just for meditation. So, you're laying in the bed, you're watching Netflix anyway, just check it out and see what you think about it, especially if you're having trouble with sleep. Another thing that I try to tell people about is using natural supplements. I use ashwagandha gummies to help with sleep. Sleep issues, a lot of Americans experience sleep issues. I think the numbers were like 60%, especially for whatever reason, since the pandemic. And I guess the anxiety that we all went through because of that. But in addition to ashwagandha, there's also, of course, gummies that have melatonin in them, so you can use those as well. And just try it and see what works best for you. And that's whether you have trouble going to sleep at night, or if you don't have trouble going to sleep and you wake up, anywhere from 1 to 3 times a night. But also, make sure you go and see your doctor about that, because they may want to prescribe something for you, as well as have some other solutions for you about your sleep hygiene. And of course, they may even ask you to do a sleep study. So I just wanted to talk about some different things, therapy tips, things that you experience as a client when you go into therapy. And when you're thinking about going to see a therapist, you can ask the therapist what their modality is. I would say that I'm cognitive behavioral, meaning that we look at your thought processes as well as your behavior that comes along with that, and those emotions. And we think about ways that you can make your thoughts more positive, which is something that I'm a big advocate of. I'm also a big advocate of journaling, such a big advocate that I wrote Learning to Love Me, a Self-Esteem Journal, which you can actually obtain on Amazon.com or on CoachKarla.com. So it has, I believe, 30 prompts in it that walks you through, building more self-love for yourself. And see, I even wore my hearts and my love on my sleeve so y'all could see that. But I love talking about self-love as well as self-esteem. Those are some things that will carry you really far in terms of having a better mood, having better days. And I think also another thing that's really important is how we start our day. Making sure that you put something positive in. If you're not a morning person, you don't have to do it first thing in the morning. You can do it at lunchtime. Everybody needs some sort of, I'm listening to something positive that's going to build me up. Because every day that we go out into the world, things happen that can tear us down or take nicks at us. I mean, we experience that stress just when we're driving to work, or when we're, getting the kids ready, or our morning routine. And so we need things that help build us back up again. And also you need that nutrition. Now, I'm not a nutritionist, but I do tell people that it's probably a good idea if they take a multivitamin, if they know that they don't eat their fruits and vegetables. I do that. I know if I've kind of fallen down in that area, and we all do, because we're stressed and we have lots of things going on. Well, not necessarily we're stressed, but we got a lot of things going on. And so that helps. And as we go into fall, and the winter months, is going to be even more important for us to keep our immunity up, which elderberry is good for that. So now, if you all have any questions about therapy, I would love for you to call in. The number is, what's the number again? The number is 901-244-6874. Okay, 901-244-6874. So this is my first time doing the live call. So if you have any questions about therapy or what therapy is like, I'll be glad to answer those questions for you. And so I'm just going to continue talking about it, one of the things that I notice is that people have started calling everything therapy. You know, it's retail therapy, it's car therapy when I jump in my car and I let the wind whip through my hair. And I tried to keep cool about it, but it really gets under my skin that people call everything therapy that's not therapy. But I think the reason why people are doing that, one, is therapeutic. And so I feel better when I do it. I feel better for some when they buy something nice for themselves or spend money. I say circulate money now because that's a better term for me as opposed to spending. I circulate money. But also, what are some of these other things that y'all call therapy? I think one of the reasons why people are doing that also is it's a way of minimizing therapy. It's a way of minimizing therapy when we say, and it even could be a way of saying, you know, it's not something that I necessarily need. And I'm not saying that people are saying all of that when they use those terms, but just be careful and think about, you know, calling all of these different things therapy, because therapy is a very important process. You're going in, you're building a relationship with the therapist. The therapist is building rapport with you so that you trust the therapist and feel comfortable discussing the issues or challenges that you're experiencing. And people go in also just to do a check-in to see how they're doing. You know, we use different scales. Where would you rate your anxiety on a scale of 1 to 10? Where would you rate your depression on a scale of 10? What about your self-esteem? And we can look at that, see where you are, and see how far we need to improve, and then the steps that we need to take in order for you to get to where you need to get. Again, you all can call in I got to get better at that, right? 901-244-6874 if you have questions about therapy, what that process is like, and what you need to do to get started. One of the other things that I want to talk about also, I've noticed that people have been just saying that they have low life satisfaction. And so one of the things that, in addition to going to therapy to address that, you can use journaling. You can use guided journals. There's so many different types of guided journals out there. Guided journals are going to be on particular subjects. So if your issue is anxiety, you can find a guided journal on that. If your issue is time management, you can find a guided journal on that. Anything that you can think of, grief, depression, suicidal ideation, infertility, anything that you can think of, guided journals are out there. And of course, you can go to Amazon, but what I really like doing is going to a bookstore so that I can browse those journals, put my hand on it, see the questions that are in there. Now, sometimes you can peruse books on Amazon, but I want to say that it's not as accessible when it comes to guided journals. So I say just, you know, go into that section, take a seat, and see what speaks to you and use that. Because I know some of y'all ain't never coming to therapy. And that's your choice. I mean, I wish everybody would go. And let me say that too. Everybody could benefit from therapy. And so that takes away that you're crazy or there's something wrong with you. Anybody who is walking on the face of the earth could benefit from therapy, because we all have our families of origin, you know, how we grew up, the schools that we attended, the communities that we were in. We experience not just harassment, but of course, as kids, bullying. I think probably every kid experiences some form of bullying. For some, it's worse than others. But it could have been a childhood illness or a family member, or there may have been alcoholism in your family. And it doesn't have to be, in order for me to go to therapy, whatever it is I'm experiencing, it has to be a level 10, like the most severe possible. I really would like to see people work on not making therapy a last resort. A lot of times, especially in the Black community, I'm about to fall apart. At that point, a lot of times you need medicine because you've allowed that situation to weigh you down so much, and you haven't had any support or a productive place or way of talking about it, and nobody to vent to. And it would be so much better for the therapist and the client if everybody doesn't wait until I just can't take it no more, so now I gotta go, so now I'm going to see the therapist. It's okay to go before that. It's okay when, let's say you're having moderate anxiety or mild anxiety. You don't have to wait until it's severe. You got my permission to go see a therapist if you have something that you want to talk about. And it could be, I'm having problems with my girlfriend. And I mean, like if you're a woman and this is your best friend, that's what I mean by girlfriend. And then of course also it could be the other as well. We're in a romantic relationship. But I just said that to say that it could be something as simple as that. It could be, a lot of times we're in roles and we're overwhelmed. Well, what can we do to take some of that overwhelm off of your plate? How can you advocate for yourself in this situation? You may need to advocate for a family member with a medical facility that they're in. That's something that a therapist can assist you with if you consider yourself to not be assertive, or if you have a hard time speaking up for yourself or your family member. Those are things that we work on in therapy as well. And I love working on assertiveness, child, because I learned to speak up for myself, okay? So that's one of the things that I like to work on. I'm not good at explaining how I do what I do, but a lot of times I'm able to get clients to laugh in therapy. And of course, you're not going to laugh at every session. And you most certainly might not laugh at the first session, but I think I'm just funny by nature. I think I got that honest from probably both of my parents. They're hilarious. I wish they would start a YouTube channel, because then I could be rich, they could be rich, and we could be on an island somewhere, child, and it would just be the best ever. But if you've met my parents, they're hilarious, and so I think I get that honest from them. But clients will tell you I had them laughing in their therapy session, and I'm just being myself. So but I'm glad that I'm able to assist in that way. I know I was talking about life satisfaction. I wanted to share that all of us can do things to increase our happiness. We can do simple things. What are the things that make you happy? Okay, we got a call. Now see. Oh, all right. Caller, you're on the air. Thank you for calling Couch Convo with Coach Karla.
Hi, Coach Karla. How are you?
Good. How are you? I'm trying to make sure. Now I got her on speaker.
I may be on speaker.
It's not. It's okay. Do I have to turn the volume up? Okay, we're getting it. Let me see. Okay, we're getting the. Okay, hello.
Yes, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
Thank you for calling in. What question can I answer for you, or did you have a comment?
I have a question about this mayoral race that's coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
I have seen several posters, flyers, but very few commercials.
Uh-huh.
I've seen posters for the former mayor, Dr. Harrington, former Judge Joe Brown, but I haven't heard any of their platforms, haven't seen any commercials, any of the things that they intend to do. So I was just wondering, I don't know, I know we don't publicly endorse people, but I was just kind of confused as to, because I know I need to vote, because I need to exercise my right to vote. I just don't know which candidate to choose.
Okay.
Can you help me out?
Okay, so now so are you saying that certain candidates you haven't seen their platform? Because they just had a mayoral debate Tuesday night on Red News Channel 3. There were only 4 candidates that participated. I know Harrington declined. Gibson was invited. Sheriff Bonner was there. Van Turner was there, as well as Paul Young. And so I know that they shared their well, I'm not going to say they shared their entire platforms because they answered the questions that were given to them, but they answered questions about what they're going to do about crime, how they're going to bring in the arts, or what businesses they're going to bring in to the city. And so they did field questions about important topics. And I know that there's a debate going on tonight, and I believe it's at the Rose Theater at the University of Memphis. So I haven't seen signs for all of the candidates. I know that our former mayor Harrington hasn't been vocal at all. I just know he's on the ballot. But mostly it's just been the debates that have been going on where those candidates can share their platforms. And then there was another one that was at the Playhouse on the Square, where the candidates specifically addressed their take on the arts. And Michelle McKissick was a part of that one. And I may be leaving a couple of people out.
Okay. Now, I actually met her because she came to my church maybe about 3 months ago. And she met my pastor, and she came to one of the services, and she stood up, and he told us who she was, and that was pretty much it. But he didn't allow her to speak because he doesn't do that. But he did say that he would be voting for her, but nobody else really knew her. So she was on the school board.
Right.
But now there was a couple of people that mentioned something about MLGNW, and that was something that caught my ear because something needs to be done about MLGNW. And I think there were 2 candidates that spoke about maybe investigating or looking into why our bills are so high and some of the other things, why we're getting bills 3 and 4 months behind. So that was something that was of interest to me, but I haven't heard anybody else speak on anything. I mean, because I know they say crime, but I mean, everybody runs on crime, and it's really nothing that anybody's really doing about crime. So other than just saying, we're going to stop crime, I haven't heard anything else that just kind of stood out to say, okay, this person deserves my vote. So I was just wondering.
Well, the other thing that I can share is that from the debate Tuesday night that was on Channel 3 News, Sheriff Bonner did share that he wants to move officers from the desk to the field and use citizens to fill those desk positions. So that was one of the things that he shared in terms of addressing crime. Yeah.
We'll see, because like you said, the former mayor hasn't said anything. I know he's running, but I mean, what is his agenda?
Right. Well, I'm hoping that he's going to participate in some of the debates as we lead up to the election. Like I said, I know that there's a debate tonight. Maybe he participated in that one, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. Yeah.
And most of the time, and I know it's our responsibility, it's incumbent upon us as citizens to learn about these candidates, but a lot of times we do not watch debates because I didn't even know one was on.
Right.
I usually get my information from just hearing a commercial, radio commercial, because I'm in the car a lot, or maybe just seeing a TV ad. So, just watching the debate. But, I mean, I guess that's on us. We research our candidates and know what they stand for. But, like I said, in this day and time, we are just so busy that I want to hear it. I want to hear a radio ad, or I want to see you on TV or something. So.
And I really just started hearing ads in the past few days. We've got another caller. I thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Okay, you have a good evening.
You do the same. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Okay. Now. Okay, I think I'm sorry. Okay, but if that person, if you want to call back in, because I'm learning the system, I'll be glad to take your phone call, 244-6874, 244-6874. And so the young lady who called in was asking about the mayoral debate. Now, of course, I'm not a political analyst of by any means, but I do want to encourage people to vote. Okay, let me get this person here. Thank you for calling. Hello? Okay, you trying to reach Michael Williams? Okay, he's gone for tonight, sir. All right. Yeah, Michael Williams' show comes on before mine. So before we got into the mayoral debates and the mayoral campaign, I was talking about life satisfaction and ways to increase that. Think about the things that make you happy. What makes you happy? Is it a certain type of music that you enjoy? Because actually sometimes we forget things like that when we're stressed or we have a lot of things going on. And sometimes we need to have it written down what our things are that we enjoy so we can go to that list and try to tap into some of those things. For you, it may be something that you haven't done in a while, and that is feeling the grass beneath your feet. Do something different. Try going to the new park that's downtown, Tom Lee Park. It's set up and you can actually buy food there. What does it for you? Is it, as we get into the fall season, is it hot chocolate? Is it your favorite flavor of coffee? Maybe some flavor that you don't normally get a chance to do. I love socks. And so one of the things that I do to help increase my mood sometimes is go buy a pair of socks. And you can just go to the Dollar Tree and get some socks. They don't have to be expensive or whatever, but cute socks, I like that. Sometimes it's just simple things for me. So what does it for you? Maybe it's buying a new journal. There's all types of journals out there, velvet covered, leather, and something that's going to encourage you to journal. And of course, we always talk about things like getting a manicure, pedicure, but take a spa trip, go to the hot springs and do something different and enjoy that. So all of those are things that we can do to help increase our mood. Another thing that I talk about a lot is essential oils, or we also call them therapeutic oils. And the citrus ones are good for increasing your mood. And then of course you have lavender, jojoba oil, vanilla, amber. Those they do they bring up different calming properties in our body, or they help increase our mood. And you can do not only the room misters that people are familiar with, but also a lot of those essential oils are available in massage roller balls. So you can actually keep those massage roller balls in your purse and apply them here or here to your temples. Now, if you apply here, you can rub it in, and I keep them in my purse or on my desk, and you breathe it in. And if you're using a calming one like lavender, you can actually feel it help relax you. So try some different things to, I say, increase your happies. So what are your happies? Is it tea? Is it coffee? Is it chocolate? Now, I didn't say go eat the whole chocolate department at the grocery store. I didn't say that. But what are those things? Keep up with them and make sure that you're using them in your life. One of the other things that I wanted to make sure that I touch on is, and this is actually a funny one. I've noticed a lot of us getting involved in the food debates online. Y'all are talking about, are we supposed to have sugar on grits, or is it salt and pepper? And do y'all use butter? First of all, y'all can eat y'all grits however y'all want to, because we're going to do whatever it was that we were raised to do. Now, in my household, it was either or. You know, I do sugar on mine, Daddy do salt and pepper on his, and of course butter. So, I mean, it's just all about what you were raised to do. I don't consider either one of them to be nasty. Another thing that trips me out in the food debates is whether or not we're supposed to be eating catfish and spaghetti together. Who cares? I know that Northerners feel like those are two main, the centerpiece of the entree, but that's just not how we do it down here. So, you know, each region can do their own thing, and it's cool. But, and I normally don't talk about what people eat, but this got me. Have y'all seen the commercial for the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento sandwich? It's a new sandwich, and they put some pimento on there. Now, I go to Chick-fil-A. I like Chick-fil-A's food, but when I saw that, I was just like, ew, who's gonna eat that? But now, a couple of people that I know tried it and said they liked it. And then, in fact, I think it's already a staple in Atlanta, which is the headquarters for Chick-fil-A. And it's permanent on their menu. So if y'all have a big response to it, then it might be permanent here on the menu in Memphis as well, but I doubt it, because I haven't heard anybody in Memphis talking about eating this chicken sandwich with this pimento on it. I might try it. I'm normally adventurous. I love trying new things, but I don't even like pimento. But so we're gonna see. But there's a couple of people said it was good. So if you like pimento and Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches, then maybe that's for you. But I just thought, who was sitting around thinking about putting some pimento on a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich? I mean, I was just like, I can see you saying Gouda or a sweet pickle or a different type of lettuce or sauce or something, but it was just out the box for me to put pimento cheese on the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. But if y'all try, y'all let me know. I'm gonna be on the sidelines waving at y'all. Hey, let me know what's up with that. All right, so I also want to talk about, what are y'all looking forward to for the fall? The fair is, well, the other fair is going to be here at the end of the month, and fall is my favorite season. What's your favorite season, and why do you like it? Fall, I like the fresh, crisp air. I like the fall flavors at the coffee houses. Apple cider, I like the hay rides. I've been on a hay ride and done a corn maze or two. And I also like the fact that people are getting their minds set together for the gift giving of Christmas. Also, as we think about getting into the fall and the fair, what are your fair memories? What's your favorite memories of the fair? And what's your favorite fair food? Do you like the candy apple, the funnel cake? I like the elephant ear. I like funnel cakes, but I really like elephant ear when it's done right. Some of y'all probably don't know nothing about that, because y'all didn't want to, y'all saw the word elephant and you was just turned off. But I like that elephant ear with the cinnamon and the powdered sugar and they even fix it with strawberry. But did y'all know that Zaxby's has a funnel cake now? You can go to Zaxby's and get a funnel cake with powdered sugar, and then they also serve it with caramel. I haven't had it, but I have heard that it's good. So that's something else new that you can try out. All right, again, you can call in 244-6874 if you have any questions about therapy or any of the topics that we have had on tonight. So we are going to look at dating. We're going to look at dating. So, and I'm going to say this right here. Anybody who is dating should be in therapy. Why do I say that? Because it's difficult. Dating can be stressful. And so that's going to help you manage your emotions as you go through the dating process. And, you're getting to know someone else, their likes, their dislikes. And it actually, I'm just going to say people are having bad experiences in dating. So that can affect your confidence and your self-esteem. How has dating been for you? How has dating been for you? Have you had some good experiences, and what is it like? One of the things that really catches my attention are the high expectations that the person you're going out on a date with has. I mean, I'm speaking for myself as well as the comments that I've seen on social media. It's like, you're supposed to be a cheerleader about everything that they do. I mean, I appreciate it if you take me out, but now I gotta laugh at every joke you tell. I might not, I'm gonna smile, and then I'm getting to know you, right? So, and that's another thing. We don't give people a chance to build rapport with one another and get to know the other person. I just met you, so everything that you say might not be funny, and then I'm really not sure that the person across the table has to laugh at every joke that you tell. They don't even know your sense of humor. Sometimes the person telling the jokes don't know their sense of humor yet. So it's just interesting to me, the high expectations that happen in dating. And I think that it causes people to not be able to connect. Another thing that I noticed is the dishonesty that's happening in dating. I mean, it's very easy for someone to share, hey, I'm dating somebody else, so that the other person on the other end doesn't have expectations that aren't real or that are unrealistic. Honesty is so important. And so if honesty is on my list of what I'm looking for in a person, and now I know you've been dishonest with me, then you just X yourself out the box pretty much. So, and then I also want to say, I think that single women have felt left, well, I'm saying black single women have felt left out, but I would encourage all of us to widen our net, consider dating outside of our race, consider dating younger or older. That person does not have to be the same age as you. And then I've also noticed that people try to date someone who is the same denomination as them. Now, if you're Christian, you probably do want to date somebody who's Christian. But when I say, I've seen people who, if they're Church of God in Christ, for example, then they try to date somebody who's Church of God in Christ. I mean, I guess it could cause some challenges, but I'm just saying widen the net, so that you can meet some different people. And you've got dating apps, you've got different dating apps that are out there now. I know some of the ones that people tried in the past, but the new ones are Hinge. There's one I think it's called Coffee Meets Bagel, or Bagel Meets Coffee. And that's something that you can research and ask your friends if they've tried. some of the other dating apps that are out there, because that's how most people are meeting, is on social media or through dating apps. And so I know some people are opposed to that, but you can try it, you can take a break from it and go back at it again. Don't just be so quick to just let stuff go and just be like, oh, I'm not gonna do that anymore because I had one bad experience. Try it again in a different season and see if you get a different experience. Again, you can call in 244-6874 if you have any questions about therapy, or even if you want to talk about dating. 244-6874. I'm here, Coach Karla, to answer your questions. All right. Couples. As I work with couples, one of the things that I'm noticing is like a tit for tat that couples are doing, which is kind of interesting to me, because if we're in a relationship, it's supposed to be a partnership, and both sides have to give. And there's no such thing as, well, I'm just going to keep on holding this over your head, because that's going to keep affecting the relationship in a negative way. And I've noticed that you all look at love languages a lot, but another thing that you need to look at is also your partner's attachment style. Is your partner's attachment style avoidant, anxious, secure, or disorganized? And so those are things that you can look up and study on your own. Y'all can get, if y'all ain't going to therapy, y'all can get a couples book and sit down and work on some of those questions together. And then there's all types of games, therapeutic games that are out there for couples now that you can use to help make your relationship better, help you get to know one another, and help you get over some of the humps in your relationship. I also want to give out these numbers in case you ever find yourself in crisis. You can call 545-2677, 545-2677 if you feel like hurting yourself or hurting someone else. So I just want to make sure I give that information as well. All right. Well, yes. We are going to go to commercial.
Ladies, do you feel feminine during your feminine flow? You know, your monthly cycle, your period? Are you still suffering in silence? The suffering is over. It's time to choose Rain. Rain is an all-natural, premium sanitary napkin with 8 layers of cotton, high-grade polymers, graphene to help cut bacteria by 99.9%. Ladies, let's protect the most precious jewel in the world, you.
Rain Premium Sanitary Napkins do not make any medically backed claims or personal recommendations of any kind. For more information, contact Marilyn McGee.
You're talking about a good time shield. When we all come on now.
Center Stage Gospel Music live from Memphis, Tennessee, featuring gospel artists from around the world. Toe tapping, hand clapping, down home gospel music. Watch on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and your local Comcast. Download the SVP TV app now on your smart television and mobile device. Center Stage Gospel season premieres Sunday, 8 p.m. Central.
Hey folks, it's Issa Haddad here. I got some good news and a special invitation for you to come see me here at Sunrise, Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with new, pre-owned, and certified vehicles to choose from. I can get you finance when no one else can. Come on by, bring your family. I treat you like family. Come see me, Issa, here at the #1 dealership in the Mid-South, 4605 Houston Levy Road, Sunrise, Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with Hundreds of vehicles to choose from, pre-owned, new, and certified.
Good news from Sunrise Chevrolet. Get in your new vehicle today. Come on in, ask for Esau. Bankrupt, slow pay, bad credit, it's okay. Let Esau put you in your brand new truck or car today when you shop at Sunrise Chevrolet, Collierville.
And don't forget, ask for me, Issa.
Can you actually imagine hosting your next event at the all-new SVP Banquet and Event Center? Yes, spacious, beautiful venue with plenty of parking, located in the heart of East Memphis. Let us host your next intimate birthday gathering, family repast, bachelorette party, wedding and reception, baby shower, corporate meeting, social club event. Call us today. Don't wait. 901-244-6874. The all-new SVP Banquet and Event Center.
Thank you for joining Couch Convo with Coach Karla. I've enjoyed being with you on tonight. We had a wide variety of topics on tonight. We discussed a little bit about the Memphis mayoral race as well as therapy tips if you're interested in getting into therapy. We talked about relationships and how to handle some of those challenges. Just want to let you know that Pat Tranium is going to be our special guest on next week. She is a best-selling author, and I'm really excited about her joining us. And so make sure that you tune in on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Central, right here on Comcast Channel 17, as well as the SVP TV network. Come back and join us.
SVP, SVP TV, we're family for all your needs. SVP, SVP TV, we're family. We're gonna make you fall in love. SVP, we're gonna make you fall in love. SVP TV, SVP, SVP TV.
Looking for something new? We thought so. SVP is mixing things up, and digital TV, it'll never be the same.
SVP TV, SVP, SVP TV.
Looking for something new? We thought so. SVP is mixing things up, and digital TV, it'll never be the same.
SVP TV, we're family. We're gonna make you fall in love. SVP.
Download the SVP app today on Roku, Apple, and Fire TV. Watch us. You know why?
We're gonna make you fall in love. SVP.